and gentlemen, and welcome to the Murray Center on the campus of Rhode Island College for today's gymnastics meet between the Springfield College Pride and the Rhode Island College Anchor Women. We are just a couple of minutes away from the start of this one here on Senior Day, in which Rhode Island College will be honoring its 3 seniors in a special ceremony at the conclusion of today's meet. Rhode Island College will be starting off on vault. It'll be the Pride on bars. So let's take a look at the projected lineup for Rhode Island College on vault. It will be Kelsey Gates getting things started, the freshman all-around from Orangeville, Pennsylvania. Next up, it'll be Kayla Smith. A freshman from New York. Sydney Talabek will follow her, another freshman, local product from Cranston, Rhode Island. Sarah Proctor will be next for the Anchor Women, a sophomore out of Waterford, Connecticut, to be followed by Krista Vaccaro, a junior from Winthrop, Massachusetts, and finally senior Kendall Yett from Carrollton, Georgia, will be the anchor or the Anchor Women on vault as we get things going here in a couple of minutes from the Murray Center. I want to welcome you all into today's broadcast. George Bissell here for GoIncrement.com, your home Rhode Island College Athletics. Today's broadcast brought to you via the Stretch Internet Network. And for Rhode Island College, they are coming off a loss against Bridgeport, but in which they broke the 180 barrier for the first time in a couple of matches. Their season high as far as a team score set back on January 26th in the Brown Tri-Meet. That was their season high score, 181.65, the season high score for the Anchor Women. They have hovered around 179, 180 in their last couple of matchups. And we'll see how they fare here today on Senior Day. It'll be a big one. The Anchor Women honor their 3 seniors, Chandler Lynn, Kendall Yett, and Grace Davis. They're going to be joining us here on the broadcast throughout the afternoon. So we'll talk to them in between rotations as we have the warm-up period underway at the moment. Rhode Island College will start on vault. It'll be the Pride on bars. And just as a programming note, for those of you who may be tuning in from Springfield, we are going to focus primarily on the Anchor Women here this afternoon. But when we have time, we will be showing you some of the action for the Pride. And let's take a look at some of the projected lineup here for the Pride on bars. It'll be Leah Jewett, who's going to start things off on bars. Next up, it'll be Taylor Campanone, followed by Sarah Murphy, Tori Sipes, Alana Calabrese, and Sarah King with an exhibition for Allie Rushlow as well. So that's the projected lineup for the Pride on bars. Rhode Island College will be starting on vault, and this will be their last time here at home this season. Last time these 2 teams met, the Pride posted a 187.7. That was the Tri-Meet posted by Westchester on February 1st. The Anchor Women posted a 179.1 in that matchup. So we're just a couple of minutes away now from getting started. The Anchor Women, you can see them on vault right now. They're getting set up. The Pride warming up on bars. So the Anchor Women only have 1 all-around today. That's going to be Kelsey Gates. The Pride do not have an all-around here this afternoon. But a lot of the focus today is going to be on this senior class. And for Rhode Island College, well, you start off with Kendall Yett, who's had a fantastic career as an Anchor Woman on the season. She is averaging a 9.246 in 6 meets on the vault, an 8.4 on 6 meets on bars, and then a 9 even on floor this year. So competitor in everything but beam this year with the Anchor Women. And then you also have the other 2 seniors, Grace Davis, averaging an 8.95 on beam and one of the highest scores on the team on the floor. They're 9.292 in 6 meets this year. She's coming off an outstanding performance, a season-high 9.75 on the floor against Bridgeport back on February 8th. So we'll see Grace Davis a little bit later on, not going to be in the vault and bars portion of the meet today, but will be in on a beam and floor. And then the final senior for the anchor woman, Chandler Lynn, only competing on floor this year, 6 meets and 9.246 her season average. And she started things off on a really high note with a 9.5 to begin the year on January 12th against Brockport. Her season high came at the Brown Tri-Meet, a 9.525. So we'll see Chandler Lynn on floor later on. And she's also going to have an exhibition on beam here this afternoon as well. So about a minute or two left here in the warm-up period. We'll take you through the projected lineup again for the anchor women here in just a second. It'll be Kelsey Gates starting things off. Gates on the season averaging a 9.242. Gates, her season high was last week against Bridgeport, a 9.350. Kayla Smith to follow, averaging a 9.0 on the season. Smith, season high with a 9.175 a week ago against Bridgeport, so trying to build off of that. And it'll be Sydney Talabac to follow, the only event that she's competing in for the anchor women this season is vault, a 9.087 in 6 meets this year. She also set her season high a week ago with a 9.250 against Bridgeport. It'll be Sarah Proctor to follow. Proctor on the year has only competed on vault, a 9.175. Her season high, a 9.425, coming at the Brown Tri-Meet on January 26th. Krista Vaccaro to follow her. Caro on the season, vault and bars, her main events, a 9.313, her season average. Season high of a 9.4. That came in the Brown Tri-Meet as well. And as we mentioned a couple of times, that's the afternoon in which the anchor women posted their team high score on the year. And then Kendall Yett will round things off, averaging a 9.246 in 6 events this year on vault. Her season high, 9.425, coming back here at home against Brockport, the season opener on January 12th. So we are done with the warm-up period and just about set to get things going on vault for Rhode Island College. As we mentioned already, the anchor women will be led off by Kelsey Gates on vault. Gates, a freshman all-around out of Orangeville, Pennsylvania. So Kelsey Gates is set, and we're ready to go here in the Murray Center. It'll be the Pride and the anchor women this afternoon. So here is Kelsey Gates on vault for Rhode Island College. There's Kelsey Gates, or the anchor women, getting things going here in the Murray Center. As we mentioned, the Pride will be on bars. It's going to be Leah Jewett starting things off. And good start overall. And just a reminder, if you're just tuning in for the first time this season, we'll bring you the scores for each anchor woman and the Pride as well at the conclusion of each event. Once they've been brought to the scorers table, the judges will confer, then it'll get sent up, and then we will have them at the conclusion of each event. So Leah Jewett getting things going on bars for the Pride, and we're ready to go with Kayla Smith here in a moment. The judges just going over the scores for Kelsey Gates at the moment. Gates averaged a 9.242. 6 meets coming into today. And next up it'll be Kayla Smith, a 9 even on 6 events this year. Kayla Smith, a freshman out of East Montrose, New York. Header in the vault and bars this season for the Anchor Women. .225 looks like the score for Gates. Of course, that's unofficial, but that's what the judges put up after conferring. So a good start for Kelsey Gates, right around that season average. The Anchor Woman off on a good note, and now let's see Kayla Smith. Smith, the freshman from East Montrose, New York. Nicely done for Kayla Smith. And Rhode Island College getting a good start from their freshmen, Gates and Smith. So we'll see where the score comes in for Smith as we await Sydney Talabak. So Sydney Talabak will be next up for the Anchor Woman, a freshman out of Cranston, Rhode Island, local product, went to Cranston East High School. Talabak on the season, averaging a 9.087, 6 meets. So we're just waiting here on the scores. Smith, haven't seen anything official yet. So if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Murray Center. Here for today's matchup between the Pride and the Anchor Women. This is Sydney Talabak or Rhode Island College on vault. Another strong effort from these freshmen for Rhode Island College. A good sign moving forward for this program. Sydney Talabak follows Kelsey Gates and Kayla Smith with a strong performance. So Rhode Island College off to a good start, and now it'll be Sarah Proctor who takes the baton, a sophomore out of Waterford, Connecticut. So let's see what we get as far as Talabak goes. One judge with a 9.35, the other with a 9.3. So I think we're just going to end up meeting in the middle on 9. Yep, 9.325. Looks like the score. Didn't see the score for Smith, so we're still waiting on that one. We'll have that later once the official results come out. But looks like a 9.225 for Gates and a 9.325 for Talabak so far. And now this will be Sarah Proctor, a sophomore from Waterford, Connecticut. There's Proctor. Proctor on the year averaging a 9.179 in 5 meets. After Proctor, it'll be Vaccaro and Yet. Of course, you only take the top 5 each event, so the Anchorwomen do have the ability to drop one score. We had a 9-2 on one side and a 9 flat on the other. So we'll see where that score ends up. Usually not much debate on the scoring. Pretty rare to see a large differential. So this will be Krista Vaccaro for Rhode College, junior out of Winthrop, Massachusetts. A 9-1-2-5. Looks like it's going to be the final score, the combined score for Sarah Proctor. Now here is Krista Vaccaro. Very nice for Vaccaro, who's averaging the team leading 9.313 on the year. So Vaccaro doing a nice job there, and that'll be the anchor for the anchor women. Kendall Yet last up on vault. So right now the anchor women look like they have 4 really solid scores in the bank between Gates, Smith, Talabak, and Vaccaro. So let's see what Kendall Yet can do here to close things out on vault for the anchor women. And then, of course, there'll be a transition period, and then we'll have a warm-up on bars for the anchor women. A 9.45 looks like it's unofficial, but for Vaccaro, that's a huge number for the anchor women. And that would be her season high on the year. So Krista Vaccaro with a really strong showing. So this is Kendall Yet for the anchor women. Very nice. Kendall Yet averaging a 9.246 on the year and putting together one of her best of the year. And Rhode College off to a really good start. They got outstanding performances right out of the gate. No pun intended for Kelsey Gates, Kayla Smith, Sydney Talabak, Sarah Proctor turning in 9.125. Krista Vaccaro with a season high 9.45. And then Kendall Yet rounding things off. We'll wait to see her score, but Rhode College doing a really nice job. A 9.45 from one of the judges, and we had a 9.5 on the other side. So Kendall Yet, let's see how that matches up with her scores on the year. It's going to be right about where her season high is this year. I think a 9.425 is her season high. That's going to be a 9.475. So that's going to be season highs for Kendall Yet and Krista Vaccaro to round things off on vault. So we're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come back, reset things, and get you ready for the anchor woman on bars when we return. Strong showing for the anchor woman on vault. We'll take a timeout, come right back from the Murray Center on GoAnchormen.com. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by one of 3 seniors for the anchor women here in their final home meet of their careers. It's Chandler Lynn joining us on the broadcast. Chandler, what's this afternoon like for you and just being here in front of a huge crowd here in the Murray Center?
Yeah.
How's your senior day going so far?
It's going well. The energy's there. It's really nice, like competing in front of your home crowd. I got my whole family up there from Michigan, which is nice. But it's just great energy in here. We're excited.
Absolutely. Anchor women getting off to a great start. Just looking at some of the scores that we saw go up. Krista Vaccaro, Kendall Yet with season highs. It felt like the freshmen really were outstanding there to lead things off. Really encouraging start on vault for the anchor women here this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. The scores were looking good. We're excited to carry the momentum over to bars and hope that goes well as well.
Now, you're going to be having an exhibition on beam as well as your usual floor exercise, so that's coming up later on. What should we all be expecting for everybody watching?
I put it together this week. We're just doing things doing as much as we can to help the team out, so trying something new. I haven't done beam in 4 years, so it's exciting. I've never competed it here, so that should go well, and then floor, I'm excited for that as well.
So what's this whole experience been like for you over the last couple of years with this program, seeing things develop and now seeing all these younger gymnasts coming in and kind of getting to mentor them? What's this whole experience been like, and what are some of the things that you're going to remember about your time at Rhode Island College?
Yeah, it's been great, a great 4 years. I don't regret any of it. I'll cherish like so many of the memories that we've made here, especially last season when we hit we broke the school record at Cortland. I'll remember that forever. Hopefully these last few meets go well. We're gonna remember those, and just like good end to the season. I'm just like really excited about it. And the freshmen incoming, they're gonna carry the program once me and my fellow seniors go away. But yeah, I love it. I love Rick, and it's been a great 4 years.
Awesome. Well, best of luck on beam and the floor and the rest of the afternoon. Hope you and your family enjoy the rest of senior day.
Yeah.
And thanks for taking the time and joining us, and best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
There you have it, Chandler Lynn joining us here on the broadcast. We'll step aside here from the Murray Center and come right back to Anchorwomen on Bars when we return on GoAnchormen.com. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here for GoAnchormen.com, your home, Rhode Island College Athletics. And we're just about set for the Anchorwomen to get started on bars. Just completed the rotation and the warm-up period, and it'll be Kendall Yett leading things off on bars. Kendall Yett followed by Chris Ciardi, Victoria Schlawit, Kayla Skrull, Krista Vaccaro, and Kelsey Gates to start things off for the Anchorwomen. And we do have the scores in on vault and bars, both for Rhode Island College and for Springfield. Take you through the scores for Springfield first on bars. First up was Leah Jouet with a 7.3. That score obviously dropped. Taylor Campanone with a 9.25. Sarah Murphy with an 8.95. Tori Sipes with an 8.575. Alana Calabrese with a 9.35, and Sarah King with a 9.450, the team high score for the Pride. So their score through one event, a 45.575. And Rhode Island College actually going to be in the lead thanks to their strong performance on vault. Take you through those scores on vault here in a moment, but Kendall Yett is ready to go for the Anchorwomen on bars. Kendall on the season averaging an 8.40 on 6 meets this year. Kendall, the senior out of Carrollton, Georgia, underway on bars. Pretty packed house here in the Murray Center this afternoon. Big crowd on hand to support the senior class. And one of them, Kendall Yett, on bars right now. That as good as you could have hoped for from Kendall Yett. A really strong showing for her through 2 events as she sets a season high on vault with a 9.475 and then a really good performance on bars to get things going for the Anchorwomen. Let's take a look at those scores on vault for Rhode Island College. Kelsey Gates starting things off with a 9.225. Kayla Smith, identical score, a 9.225. Sydney Talabak with a 9.325. Sarah Proctor with a 9.125. That score ended up being dropped. Indicative of how well the Anchorwomen performed on vault. That a 9.125 was the score they ended up dropping. Krista Vaccaro with a season high 9.425. And then Kendall Yett with her season high and a team high score of 9.475. So the Anchorwomen, they're top 5 with a 46.675 through one event this afternoon. It's going to be a little tougher to see the scores from our vantage point on bars, so we'll get you those at the conclusion of the event. But from what we saw here, Kendall Yett with a really good performance for the Anchorwomen. We had an 8.4 and an 8.7, the preliminary scores, it looks like, for Yett on bars. And Yett right around there on the season average of an 8.4, so if we round those, that 8.4 goes up. And I'll do it an 8.55, looks like the score for Yet. So for Kindle, that is a new season high. Oh, no, it's a couple of points shy of her season high. Her season high was a week ago at Bridgeport with an 8.7. That's her second highest score of the year. And this is Chris Ciardi for the Anchorwomen on bars. Ciardi averaging a 7.9. It's her second time of the year on bars, and Chris Ciardi with a good showing for the Anchorwomen, who so far have gotten off to a really good start this afternoon. So Ciardi, her second event on bars this season. So as we wait for the judges on the scores for Ciardi on vault for Springfield, so far we've had Tori Sipes, Caitlin Lindsay, Tally Twomey, Tabby Schwab, Taylor Jackson, Allie Rushlow. So this will be Victoria Schlawait for the Anchorwomen. She's competed 5 times on bars. 7.89 her season average. This is Schlawait, a freshman out of Jensen Beach, Florida. Just saw Chris Ciardi a moment ago, the sophomore out of Santa Clarita, California. Let's see what we get on the scores for Ciardi. It looks like they're coming up now. Let's see if we get a chance to see them. And an 8.7 on one side and 8.4 on the other, it looks like. So it looks like an 8.55 coming up for Ciardi. So that would be her season high, eclipsing previous score of a 7.9 by a pretty considerable margin. So good job by Ciardi. And now it'll be Victoria Schlawait set to go here. Let's see, the bars has historically been the toughest event for the Anchorwomen. As we look, it's an 8.6 that's going to go on the board for Ciardi. So a really good showing by Ciardi. Now it'll be Victoria Schlawait going to go for the Anchorwomen. We've seen 2 pretty good numbers go on the board so far on bars, and see if Schlawait can keep it rolling for the Anchorwomen. Been good so far for Schlawait. Couldn't stick the landing, but otherwise, good performance by Schlawait. So next up, we'll see Kayla Skrull for the first time this afternoon, to be followed by Vaccaro and Gates. Close things out on bars. Yeah, throughout the years, as I was talking about earlier, bars has typically been the most difficult event for the Anchorwomen. It's but they've done really well on vault, floor, and putting together some stronger numbers on beam this year. Thanks to some specialists like Allie Silva and Allie Peterman come in and done a nice job. Kelsey Gates has been good on beam as well. Freshman. And Grace Davis giving them some solid performances as well, averaging a team high 8.95 on beam. So we'll see Davis there on beam, but this is going to be Kayla Skrull getting things going. Bars for the anchor woman. Kayla Skrull, a junior out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Skrull on the season, averaging an 8.363 in 6 meets. Judges still going over the numbers from Schlaweit's performance. Let's see what we got. 8.45. I think it might be an 8 flat on the other side. And that was with the fall on the landing, so you get the sense that Schlaweit could have really put up a huge number had that landing come through. This is Kayla Skrull. So Skrull can finish strong here. Nicely done, Kayla Skrull. So the Pride are done on vault. Bars typically moves the slowest of all the events. So the Pride are done there. The anchor women still have a couple to go here on bars. It's going to be Krista Vaccaro and then Kelsey Gates. Then the anchor woman will transition to beam afterwards. So we're still waiting on some of the numbers for Skrull here. I think we have the scores in from vault for Springfield. Let's take a look at those. So the scores on vault, and folks, they're good. Tori Sipes with a 9.4. Kaylin Lindsay with a 9.525, and you're thinking, well, that's pretty good. That's only the second highest score. The best is yet to come. Tally Twomey with a 9.45. Kayla Diecher with a 9.375, which is a score they're going to end up dropping, which is insanity. Taylor Jackson with a 9.475. And Allie Rushlow with the team high with a 9.575. Really huge number there for Rushlow. So the top 5 on vault for Springfield of 47.425. The anchor women on vault put up a 46.675. So this is Krista Vaccaro on bars for Rhode Island College. Vaccaro with a really strong routine on the year, averaging an 8.366, which is second on the team behind only Kelsey Gates. So Vaccaro on the year, vault and bar specialist. Her season high came a week ago, an 8.85. So we'll see where these come in for Vaccaro, but Yeah, some huge numbers put up by the Pride on vault. So their team score through 2 events is at a 93 even. College still finishing up on bars. This will be their final competitor. Be Kelsey Gates, averaging a team high 9.054 in 6 meets this season. So after Gates wraps up, we'll take a break, and then we'll come back with Beam at the conclusion of Kelsey Gates here, final competitor on bars for the anchor woman. No pressure. Kelsey Gates, the only all-around competitor for the anchor woman. Dismount for Gates. Nicely done. Kelsey Gates. A couple of really good performances on bars for the anchor women. And that'll do it for bars. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with Beam coming your way next. We'll get you the scores from bars for the anchor women, and we'll be back on Beam in just a moment. From the Murray Center, it's the Pride in the Anchor Women on GoAnchormen.com, your home around college athletics. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here with senior Kendall Yett, and we're in between events. Anchor women transitioning to Beam as we speak. And Kendall, how's your senior day going so far?
It's pretty good. It's kind of a bittersweet feeling to think that this is my last time in the Murray after 5 years, but it feels good. Good day.
What are some of the memories that you're going to take with you when you go here? Just thinking back on your time here at Rhode Island College, and what has this whole experience been like for you?
It's honestly been like such a blessing for me to be able to do this in college and do the one thing that I love probably more than anything else in the world. I'm definitely going to take away just the memories of being on the team and having everyone there on bus rides and all the meets where we broke school records. It's just so much fun.
So you're from Georgia. You have your parents here in the audience today. You got a lot of friends as well. Does it help to have that support there? It makes you want to, put your best foot forward and do the best that you can, having all of them here.
Yeah, 100%. This is actually my dad's first time coming to a home meet in the 5 years I've been here.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a little bittersweet and a little more special that he made the trip to come up here.
Absolutely. So the anchor women getting off to a really good start. We saw the scores on vault, just off the charts. You set a season high. You just had your second best performance of the year on bars. Last 2 weeks you've been really good. What's been the key for you here recently to kind of get things going on both of those events?
It's just kind of been confidence. We've been doing a lot more numbers in the gym, and Coach Monica has had our assignments a little harder than usual, but I think it's transitioning into the meet setting where we just do the same thing we do at practice, and it's turning out pretty good so far.
So one event left for you. You're not going to attempt the beam like
Nope.
Chandler. So Chandler, props for going and doing it. But what should we all expect from you coming up on floor? That's one of your best events to start your career.
Yeah, I mean, on floor, honestly, my goal is to just hit my tumbling passes and have fun. So hopefully a big score is coming out of it.
Kendall, first of all, hope you enjoy the rest of your senior day.
Thank you.
And best of luck going forward. It's been a pleasure having you on all these times throughout the year. So, Kendall, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, so there you go. We'll be back with the Anchor Woman on Beam when we return from the Murray Center on GoAnchormen.com, your home around college athletics. Welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here for GoAnchormen.com, your home on Rhode Island College athletics. Halfway home, the anchor women transitioning over to Beam. And then they'll finish on floor. And right now it'll be the Pride on floor. Take you through the Pride on floor. Their projected lineup's going to be Tabby Schwab, Sophie Parquette, Mackenzie McLeod, Ellie Rushlow, Taylor Campanone, and Tally Twomey. And then they'll have a pair of exhibitions as well. For Rhode Island College, it'll be going on Beam. It'll be Ali Silva leading things off, followed by the all-around specialist Kelsey Gates, Kayla Scarl, Alec Kleinbro, Allie Peterman, Grace Davis. We'll have exhibitions from Shayna Benz and Chandler Lynn here on senior day. So this will be Allie Silva kick things off for the Anchorwomen. Second on the team in scoring average on beam this season. Allie Silva an 8.8 for events. Silva on the year, let's try to pull up her numbers. Season high of a 9.35 at the Brown Tri-Meet. So Silva has put up some big numbers for the Anchorwomen. Looking good so far for Silva. Here's Silva landing. Nicely done. So Allie Silva starting things off for the Anchorwomen on beam, the freshman out of Brockton, Massachusetts. So next up for the Anchorwomen, it's going to be Kelsey Gates. 8.671 her season average. Gates so far putting up solid numbers on vault and bars, a 9.225 on vault and a 9.0 team high score on bars. Let's take a look at those scores for bars. We had an adjustment on the score for Kendall Yet, so her score is actually going to drop down half a point to 8.5 flat. Chris Ciardi with an 8.6, Victoria Schlauway with an 8.45, Kayla Skrull with an 8.2. That one ended up getting dropped for the Anchorwomen. Krista Vaccaro with a really good showing, an 8.925, and then Kelsey Gates with a 9. So the first 9, I believe, for Gates this year on vault take you, or on bars, excuse me. That's the second consecutive week in which she's hit a 9. Season high was a 9.15 at the Bridgeport Quad back on January 19th. So Kelsey Gates doing a really nice job this afternoon. 2 events left. We'll see her in just a moment on beam. Judges going over the scores from Allie Silva. So top 5 for the Anchorwomen through 2 events. 90.15. Springfield at 93. So the Anchorwomen is a couple of points back now. But they managed to hold their own on bars. There's just some really good numbers, considering some of the scores we've seen throughout the years with the Anchorwomen on bars. These Ciardi's effort really helps out. Vaccaro putting up an 8.9. So Schlauway, obviously, she had the fall on the end of her routine. Bit surprised, a huge gap in the 2 judges' scores. One was an 8.7, the other was an 8.2. So that's a pretty sizable gap. Usually you don't see a lot of gaps that large, so interesting. So we're still waiting on Kelsey Gates here because the officials, the judges, were going over the scores from Silva. So now Gates is ready to go. Here's Kelsey Gates on beam for the Anchorwomen. Gates able to keep her balance and stay on. For about a half second, like she might be in trouble. Gates able to stay on her feet. Nicely done there. So Kelsey Gates putting together a really strong afternoon. The all-around freshman for the anchor women. And it'll be Kayla Skrull coming up next. Kayla Skrull on the year averaging an 8.133. This will be only the third time this year that she's competed on beam. So the judges going over the scores from Kelsey Gates. Kayla Skrull coming up next for the anchor women. But right now, this one's actually pretty close. Pride at 93. Women at 90.15 through 2 events. Third one coming. Anchor women now. 2 on beam. Kayla Skrull coming up. Skrull has put up a solid score last week at Bridgeport, February 8th, an 8.6. The only other time she competed on beam this season. Put up a 7.675 at the Bridgeport Quad on January 19th. So let's see what Skrull can do. Step off Skrull there. Kayla Skrull for the anchor women. Now we'll wait to see where those scores come in at the one step up, but overall pretty good performance from Skrull. Will be Allie Kleinbrell coming up next for the anchor woman, 8.292 season average. Kleinbrell, season high of an 8.6 against Yale on January 25th. Right around 85 to start the year against Brockport here at home on January 12th. Kleinbrell, a junior out of Attleboro, Massachusetts, coming up next for the anchor woman. So looks like we're ready to go here with Allie Kleinbrell. Kleinbrell, the junior. Step off from Kleinbrell, now a reset. After the early misstep, Kleinbrell putting together a solid effort. And now we have just 2 left for the anchor women on beam, Allie Peterman and Grace Davis. And then we'll have a pair of exhibitions. So from our vantage point, we're all the way across the entire stretch of the floor here in the Murray Center, so it's almost impossible to see any of the judges' scores. So we'll bring you those as soon as we have them at the conclusion of this event. And we're also going to be joined by the final senior for the anchor woman, Grace Davis, between rotations. Grace, of course, the last to go on floor for the anchor women. And she's coming up after Allie Peterman. She'll be the last up on beam for the anchor woman. We do have a pair of exhibitions of Shanna Benz and Chandler Lynn to follow. So we might get those scores during the exhibitions if everything goes quick. We have only 2 left on floor for the Pride. We have Debbie Schwab, Sophie Parquette, Mackenzie McLeod, Allie Rushlow, with Taylor Campanone, and then Tally Twomey. We'll have a pair of exhibitions as well, Caitlin Lindsay and Victoria Gendro. So this is Allie Peterman for Rhode Island College. 3rd best on the team on beam this season, 8.787. 6 events. So Peterman's score is going to be big here. And then it's also going to come down to what the anchor women get out of Grace Davis heading into floor. Peterman managing to stay up. So overall, really solid performance by Allie Peterman. Peterman and Jr. out of Seneca Falls, New York. So now it'll be up to Grace Davis. Davis on beam this season, coming off a season high, 9.425 a week ago against Bridgeport. So the interesting thing is Davis has seen her score improve in 4 consecutive meets after starting the year at a 9.05. Bottomed out with an 8.125 against in the Bridgeport quad on January 19th. Since that point, scores have gone up progressively each time. 8.6, 9.125, 9.375, 9.425, her season high a week ago. So see if Davis can build off of that, and the Anchor women see if they have a shot when it comes down to floor. Davis a week ago, outstanding. A 9.425 on beam and then a 9.575, both season highs on beam and floor. So, see Grace Davis here in a moment. Also have those 2 exhibitions for the Anchor women. It's going to be Shayna Benz first up, then Chandler Lynn to follow, the senior. So once we get the scores for both teams, floor and beam, we'll give them to you. Once they reach our desk. This looks like the judges are ready. And here's Grace Davis for the Anchor woman, final competitor on beam. Really good start for Davis. Bit of a stumble there, but Davis keeping it together. See, here's the finish for Davis. Very nice. It's probably the best we've seen all afternoon on beam for the Anchor women. So that's big. See where Davis comes in. Taylor Caponona on floor right now for the Pride. They have 1 left to go there. Now we'll have a pair of exhibitions on tap. Looks like we're gonna have Shayna Benz and the Chandler Lynn. See how quickly we get those scores. So we're waiting a moment, then we'll see Shayna Benz and Chandler Lynn. Then we'll step aside from the Murray Center and come back for floor. For women of Kendall Yet, Kelsey Gates, Gil Skura, Ally Kleinbro, Chandler Lynn, and Grace Davis. Looks like an 895. Looks like the number that went up for Davis. But obviously we're unofficial. We'll let you know as soon as we have results. So this is an exhibition for Shayna Benz, a freshman of East Setauket, New York. So after Shayna Benz, we'll have Chandler Lynn, and then we'll be done on beam. But we do have scores in for Round College on beam, and then we have the scores in on floor for the Pride. Let's take you through the scores on floor for the Pride. Some big numbers going up. Victoria Gendro with a 9.4. Sophie Parquette with an 8.775. Kenzie McLeod with an 8.75. Ellie Rushlow with a 9.6. Taylor Campanella with a 9.65. And Tali Twomey with a 9.775. Huge scores for those last three for Pride. And the Pride, they had Gendro set for an exhibition. They actually moved her into the lineup. She put up a 9.4, so top 5 on floor for Pride, putting up a 47.2. So through 3 events, they're top 5 with a 140.2. Round College on beam, Ali Silva with a 9.05. Kelsey Gates with a team high 9.20. Kayla Skrull with an 8.5. Allie Kleinborough with an 8.4. Allie Peterman, 8.75. And then Grace Davis with an 8.95. So the top 5 on beam for the anchor woman, a 44.45. So far the best event, vault, obviously so far, and then beam second, bars third. Top 5 through 3 events, a 134.6. So through 3 events, 140.2, 134.6. The anchor women are going to make up some ground on the floor, but probably not going to be enough to make up the whole difference here. But you got to tip your cap to the Pride for those numbers that we saw on floor. It's just really impressive. So this is Chandler Lynn, who we talked to earlier. I said she put together this routine earlier this week, so her first time competing on beam. This is an exhibition. All things considered, pretty good so far for Lynn. Really good performance there by Chandler Lynn. Wow. Her teammates rushing out. DeGrader, the senior, out of Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan, out there, and really good. So we're done on beam. We'll be back from the floor. Final event coming up for the anchor women here from the Murray Center. The Pride will go over to beam when we return on GoAnchorman.com, your home for Allen College Athletics. Welcome back to the Murray Center. Final event of the afternoon for the Pride and Acre women. It's going to be the Pride on beam, Rhode Island College on floor. And to start off floor exercise, it's going to be senior Kendall Yett. Projected starters for floor. The Acre women, Kendall Yett, Kelsey Gates, Kayla Skrull, Alec Kleinbrell, Chandler Lynn, and Grace Davis are slated for a pair of exhibitions. So this is Kendall Yett for Rhode Island College on floor exercise. Kendall on the season averaging a 9.0. Got her season high, 9.475 at the Brown Tri-Match, and then 9.45 a week ago at Bridgeport. Kendall Yett getting greeted by her teammates. Our final event of the afternoon. After putting up a season high on vault, one of her highest scores of the year on bars. And that will be Kelsey Gates, who's having just a monster afternoon so far. Gates with a 9.225 on vault, a 9 on bars, and then a 9.2 on beam. So Gates has been really outstanding this afternoon, the only all-around competitor for either side. So Gates trying to cap off her afternoon with a big showing on floor. Pride, meanwhile, finishing up on beam, Alana Calabrese, Mackenzie McLeod, Taylor Campanone, Tori Sipes, Sarah Murphy, Sarah King on beam with Pride. This will be Kelsey Gates for the anchor woman. Ready, this is Kelsey Gates, freshman for the anchor woman. There's Kelsey Gates for Rhode Island College. Finishing touches on a really good afternoon for Gates. And next up, it'll be Kayla Skrull. Gates on the year averaging a 9.354. On floor, Kayla Skrull next up, a 9.08. Skrull, Kleinbro, Chandler Lynn, and Grace Davis. We're just waiting now for the judges to get the score here for Gates. Now we're ready. It's Kayla Skrull. There's Kayla Skrull for Rhode Island College, a junior from New Mexico. A good performance overall there by Kayla Skrull. And up next, be Ellie Kleinbro. Kleinbro averaging an 8.963. 6 meets so far this year. Skrull on the year, coming off a season high with a 9.225 against Bridgeport. And you get the sense that that one's going to be north of that routine. See from one of the scores, look like a 9.25. One of them. Now the judges are going to meet to go over difference, so from our vantage point, we can't see one of the judges' scores, but Ellie Kleinbro up next. Kleinbro averaging under a 9 this season. Her season high actually came in the season opener here against Brockport on January 12th, a 9.275. After Kleinbro will be Chandler Lynn and Grace Davis, two of the three seniors. Already saw Kendall Yet go. On floor, For 2 exhibitions, so during that exhibition time, we're going to try and get Grace Davis over. Get her on. We've been trying to get her on so far this afternoon. We talked to 2 of the 3 seniors already, so we'll try to get Grace Davis, and then, of course, we'll talk to the head coach of the Anchorwomen, Monica Nassi, coming up. Once we have everything complete here from the Murray Center. So the judge is still going over the score here from Skrull. I mentioned a couple times, but a really big crowd on hand. Here today in the Murray Center. Judges have gone through the scores for Skrull and decided on a number. So we're ready to go. And Allie Kleinbrell. There's Alec Kleinbrell, a junior at Attleboro, Massachusetts. That leaves only 2 left, Chandler Lynn and Grace Davis for the Anchorwomen. Chandler Lynn on the year, averaging a 9.246, second highest. Actually, third highest on the team behind Gates and Davis on the year. But for Lynn, season high coming against Brown on January 26th. 9.525 and a 9.5 against Brockport here home on January 12th. We've seen some pretty big numbers this season from Chandler Lynn. Just about ready to go. Much debate about the score from Kleinbrell's team, so here we go with Chandler Lynn. There's Chandler Lynn. Final time here in the Murray Center for Lynn and teammates. Out to greet her, and a really good performance there by the senior. Getting a hug from her head coach, Monica Nassi, and this will be the final one for the anchor women on the afternoon. It's Grace Davis on floor. Do have a pair of exhibitions tentatively scheduled here. Christopher Caro, Ali Silva coming up. So we'll have Grace Davis now. Pride wrapping up on beam. So we're going to try to bring you the final scores from floor and beam. We're going to try to get Grace Davis here at some point. The last senior. We talked to Kendall Yett and Chandler Lynn earlier. Also going to talk to the head coach of the anchor one, Monica Nassi, coming up later as well. So still a little ways to go here in the Murray Center. But the last competitor for the anchor woman on floor exercise, Grace Davis on the year, averaging a 9.292. Second highest score on the team this season. And for Davis, our season high came a week ago to 9.575 against Bridgeport, February 8th. So here's Grace Davis, senior for Rhode Island College. Excellent performance by Grace Davis to close things out for Rhode Island College. Really good afternoon for this program overall. Some huge numbers on vault. Bars and beam, solid as well. And closing things out with an exclamation point on floor exercise. So we're going to step aside for a moment, then we'll come back with the final scores and wrap things up here from the Murray Center next on GoAnchorman.com, your home for Rhode Island College athletics. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by our final senior here on Senior Day. It's Grace Davis joining us. And Grace, outstanding performance on floor, beam as well.
Yeah.
What's this afternoon been like for you?
I think it's been exciting, if anything. We haven't had a home meet in a while. I think the past couple weeks we've just been improving, so it's nice to come here in our home setting. and to show off what we've been doing the past couple weeks. I think we did really well as a team. It's been fun.
Absolutely. Second highest score of the season as a team,
Yep.
181.55, and
Yeah.
just under
Yeah.
the season high.
Yep.
But overall, I think this program really trending in the right direction the last couple of weeks. Seems like
Yeah.
you and your teammates continually improving as the season's gone along so far.
Yep. Yeah.
So you're from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You have your family all here
Yeah,
and
I have
everybody?
my family here. They're really supportive. They try to make it out to every meet. My parents are empty nesters, so they really don't have anything better to do on the weekends than to come see me. But yeah, it's make you tear up a little bit knowing that it's kind of the last time that we'll be in this setting. But they're all here. My friends are here.
Yeah,
Our whole
absolutely.
team's here, so it's exciting. It's good.
What are some of the things that you're going to remember about your time here at Rhode Island College? I know it's hard in the moment to kind of encapsulate everything, but what are some of the things that you're going to remember when you look back on this experience?
Right. I think overall, nothing specific, but just looking back to where we were as a team my freshman year and coming in as a senior from high school versus how much the team has grown, it's been so cool to be a part of that. Monica's been doing such a good job with it. We've really just been evolving this program, and it's cool to be a part of that. And then on top of that, all the home meets. It's fun when we go to Brown because that's right near there.
Yeah.
Getting to see all the other teams is fun. We're close with all the Springfield girls, so that's fun. All the bus rides, stuff like that. So
The bus rides.
yeah, there's
Nobody
a lot
talks
of-
about it, but
I know.
that's where the
Yeah, it is
bonding
fun,
happens.
yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had such a great experience here. I'm really thankful.
Absolutely. Grace, enjoy the rest of your senior day, and
Thank
thanks so
you.
much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
There
Appreciate
you
it.
have it. Grace Davis joining us. We're going to step aside. We'll come back and recap the final scores, and we'll talk to the head coach of the Anchorwoman, Monica Nassi, as well. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back from the Murray Center on GoAnchorman.com. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell joined by the head coach of the Anchorwoman, Monica Nassi. And Coach, your impressions here, second highest score of the year.
Yes.
A lot of positives to take away. What are your thoughts?
It
this
was
afternoon?
a good day, especially looking at the seniors. It was kind of their day. So I'm happy by the performance they did. The team came back together a little stronger, and that's our goal from the whole season, was to be as a team, try to cheer for each other and everyone be there. So I think we accomplished that today.
The senior class, they really stepped up in a big way. Kendall set a season high on vault. You had Chandler out there on beam for the first time in 4
Yes.
years. And
Yes.
Grace doing what she does, as always, leading the team on beam and floor. So what were your thoughts on the senior class, and what are some of the things that you're going to remember about this group specifically?
So I'm still not over them. There's still a couple of meets from them, so which is good.
That's good.
Like you said, we've never seen Chandler on beam, so it's gonna be good to keep seeing her. We're trying to push her, see if she can do the lineup, and especially it's gonna be rough to let them go for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some of the things that you're focusing on from today that you can carry forward? Like you said, still have a little ways to go here in the season.
Yes.
So what are some of the positive things that you're going to try to build on, and what are some of the things that you're going to try to work on?
Definitely keep the positive of the team over there, and I think that's caring, and we're doing a good job and better. We just still need to work on the little mistakes, connections on beam, and little things. But in the main part, I feel the whole team is doing the good job.
Yeah, I feel like every time we talk about bars being a challenge. Today it felt
Yes.
like you got some really strong performances, and those numbers were higher than we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Did it feel that way, like things went right on bars and beam more so than?
It was better, and it was challenging too, because we had two spots a little up in the air, because during practice we had ups and downs, so it was a challenge to put a whole lineup, which sometimes that should be the easiest part of our season, but it turned out to be a good bar.
All right, well, you have senior day stuff coming up here, so we'll let you go. Thank you, as always,
you
for
so
taking
much.
the time, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much.
There you have it, head coach Monica Nassi. Join us from the Murray Center, and we'll come back in just a moment to recap the final scores and everything here from the Murray Center in just a moment on GoAnchorman.com. And welcome back to the Murray Center. George Bissell here one final time as we wrap things up. Let's go over the final scores for today. We'll go through Springfield first. They're going to pick up the win this afternoon with a team score of 186.5. The scores on Beam: Alana Calabrese with a 9.3, Mackenzie McLeod with a 9.5, Taylor Campanone with a 9.525, which is good for the team high. Tori Sipes with an 8.9, Sarah Murphy 8.95, Sarah King with an 8.95 as well. Top 5 on Beam for the Pride, 46.225 for a total team score today of 186.5. They're going to pick up the win over the Anchorwomen, who put up a solid performance in this one. Their final team score with a 181.55. Scores on the floor. Final event for the Anchorwomen: Kendall Yett, whose score was dropped, an 8.875. Kelsey Gates with a 9.4. Kayla Skrull with a 9.275. Alec Kleinbrow with a 9.275. Chandler Lynn with a 9.45. And Grace Davis with a team high 9.55. Top 5 scores for the Anchorwomen on floor, 46.95. So the final score for the Anchorwomen, 181.55. That's their second highest score of the year. So that's going to do it for all of us here at GoAnchorman.com this afternoon. I want to thank you all for watching. The Pride come over with a win, 186.5 to 181.55. Until our next broadcast, George Bissell saying thanks for watching. So long, everybody.